What's up, PhinsTalk family? What's up, Dolphin Nation? What's up, NFL fans? Are the Miami Dolphins and new GM Eric John Sullivan and a new head coach really inching closer to a winning formula? Let's dive into the article written by Chris Perkins of the Sun Sentinel. I'll tell you my thoughts and my worries of not the regime per se, but higher ups getting involved with what the head coach and the new GM want to do. After I read the article, Chris Perkins, the Dolphins under Sullivan and Hafley inching closer to a winning formula. Is that the case? Let me know down in the comments. So far, the start of the new Dolphins era has a different feeling. It has the feeling of doing things right. It has the feeling of trying to win games rather than trying to be fun and entertaining. The recent moves by General Manager John Eric Sullivan and Coach Jeff Hafley indicate that club-like, the resort-like atmosphere the Dolphins basked in for the previous 4 seasons is truly coming to an end, and the franchise is about to return to serious, hard-nosed football. On the other hand, it's only a few weeks ago that owner Stephen Ross, who foolishly okayed quarterback Tua Tagovailoa's 4-year, $212 million contract extension in 2024, totally bungled the firing of ex-head coach Mike McDaniel. Ross awkwardly interrupted McDaniel's exit meeting with tight end Darren Waller to inform McDaniel, who was led to think he'd have a voice in selecting the new general manager of his dismissal. The entire episode reeks of everlasting ineptitude, though the Dolphins haven't totally escaped their buffoon-like past with Ross at the helm. On the fact that a few more years of mired mediocrity remains a possibility. However, recent moves such as cutting wide receiver Tyreek Hill and guard James Daniels, reportedly cutting-edge rusher Bradley Chubb, indicate it's a new day for the Dolphins. The moves aren't a direct rebuke of the previous way of doing things, but it's close, and that's a good thing. Obviously, there's a long way to go with the new Dolphins regime, and I'm nowhere near drawing conclusions. Remember, the goal is winning a Super Bowl, having a winning season, which the Dolphins haven't done since 2023, and winning a playoff game, which the Dolphins haven't done since 2000, are merely stepping stones on a path to the goal. You'll notice I didn't list having the league's number one offense. So let's not get ahead of ourselves with the recent good vibes. For now, we'll just say things appear to be heading in the right direction with the Dolphins. The good thing that Sullivan and Hafley did with the recent moves is they sent a message. The Daniels moves sends a non-nonsense message about keeping a guy who only played 3 snaps last season due to a pectoral injury. There were whispers the Dolphins wanted Daniels to return at some point last season, but he allegedly balked. Now he's gone. The Hill and Chubb releases send a message about keeping high-priced 30-somethings during a rebuild. That's not happening, so they're gone. These moves aren't what the previous regime would have done, and that's perhaps the best indication that things are headed in the right direction under Sullivan and Hafley. Ross started this new era correctly by seeking an outside voice. Hall of Fame quarterback Troy Aikman for the general manager and head coach hiring committees. Word has it that there are no plans at this point for Aikman to play a further role in this franchise. Of course, Ross has patient zero when it comes to Miami's failures. Remains the Dolphins owner. Few things he's done in the role have worked out. Well, so let's wait and see on this new regime. To this point, Ross's fingerprints on the Dolphins' decision have resembled evidence of a crime rather than building success. Still, the cuts by Sullivan and Hafley make you think it's truly a new day in Dolphins land. That winning will come, that winning will be more important than entertaining or being friends with players. The key for Sullivan and Hafley is to keep delivering on smart moves. Bigger tests are on the horizon. Running back Devon Achane, center Aaron Brewer, and linebacker Jordan Brooks are all key players a year ago. Likely want contract extensions because each is headed into their final year of his deal. There are also questions about what to do with injury-prone right tackle Austin Jackson, who could save the team $13.7 million if he's released, and safety Minka Fitzpatrick, who could save the team $12.9 million if he's cut. And Miami still must figure out quarterback situation, whether that means signing Green Bay quarterback Malik Willis to a multi-year deal or finding another solution. After that, there's pressure to deliver relative immediate results, such as what recently transpired in Seattle, New England, Chicago, and Denver. If not, Sullivan and Hafley could be looking for new jobs in 3 to 4 years. But again, let's take it one step at a time. Through 5 weeks, the new Dolphins regime gives you the feeling that things are now being done the right way. And that's different for this franchise. Simply put, that's encouraging. Again, I kind of agree with Chris Perkins, Dolphins Nation PhinsTalk family, but I also kind of question, is Stephen Ross going to get in the way when they have to draft a QB, or let's say, not in this year's draft, but in next year's draft, if they get a high draft pick and they draft a high QB or a very talented QB, is Stephen Ross and his higher ups gonna try to meddle with the decision that John Eric Sullivan, in part with head coach Jeff Hafley, want to take in terms of potential number one quarterback, franchise quarterback for the Dolphins? Because like I've told you before, I don't think Tua is past. He might be gone this offseason, but if he's not gone this offseason, he will be gone the 2027 offseason. Let me know what you think. Is Ross going to meddle? Are the higher ups going to meddle like they have always done? Or are they going to let Hafley and John Eric Sullivan rebuild this team completely in their image? And can you stand a season of 4 to 5 wins? Because that's what I think is going to happen. We're going to win 4 to 6 games next season as they try to continue to build this team in their image under mainly nicely priced free agents, but mainly through the draft. So this might take 2 to 3 seasons before we see any significant progress. Leave me your thoughts down below. Do you think the Dolphins are in the right direction? And like always, I appreciate your support. Like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Dolphins.